Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jarno and this channel is Sharp's Art. Today I wanna talk about one person who changed my language learning life in a way. I started to study English language when I was 24 years old. So I didn't learn anything at school because school was, boring. I hate school when I was a kid, and I hate languages. I didn't like languages. Like here in Finland, our school system, educational system is top of the world in a way. But I didn't learn anything there. I don't know why. Because perhaps it was because filling the empty gaps, at school in the English class or Swedish class. It was so boring. I loved stories. I've always loved stories, and as an adult, I found it out like I like stories. I like listening, and then I found Steve Kaufman's channel, and I think it was perhaps 10 years ago or something like that. His videos kind of changed my perspective, like what it is to learn languages. And I understood that, okay, we don't need to be young, we don't need to be at school to learn a language. And then I was so surprised that, oh, Steve Kaufman speaks several languages, and he always said that he started to study when he was like his 50s or something like that, and then he had learned or acquired a lot other languages when he worked, so Chinese, Japanese, etc., and French at school. Yeah, I think he says many times that he kind of hated French at school, but then there was a teacher who kind of inspired him to learn, and then eventually he actually went to Paris to study, and he studied there 3 years, if I remember right way. Yeah, 3 years. So as an adult, as a learner, because I couldn't speak then Finnish language when I started English language. A little bit Swedish, of course, a little bit English, but not it was just perhaps saying like my name is. I couldn't say like, okay, have a nice day, okay, see ya tomorrow or something like that. I couldn't use English language as I use it right now, for example. So I went to school. I spent like 2 years, 2 years, something like that at school. Evening schools. I took English classes, and then I spent time. I had that kind of intensive course. It took like 3 months every day, 4 hours. Yeah, it was so intensive course. So I learned a lot. I learned the grammar, but it was kind of boring. All things are boring, but stories. And that's why I like listening, or I liked listening like Steve Kaufman's, like when he spoke English. So that was like, okay, I understand he speaks English. Okay, that's cool. That's great. But then what happened was actually I got interested in this, how he learns languages, and then it became bigger. I found many different kind of channels and people talking about this like topic, and then somewhere this polyglot word came, and all people started to say, I speak 5 languages, I'm a polyglot or something like that. But Steve has variety, lots of things he talks about, and one is, kind of having fun with languages, having fun and enjoy, and what things are enjoyable to a learner. You should do that. Even there are lots of things, like grammar and vocabulary and many kind of things, but there has to be some kind of balance. There has to be these things you don't like that much, and then there has to be these things you like a lot. And like Steve says that, I have lots of books, but I don't need these books, some of his videos he shows his books, and then he is like, yeah, I don't actually need these books. Like I love reading history of something, or history this and that, and stories about that person or something like that. And it's wonderful, and it's something like, okay, there are other people also, I like some things, and those other people likes those things, and but it's somewhere here, this thing like what was being at school. Like I thought that, okay, school is like sitting there at the table and listening to teacher, and teacher gives us some exercises, and we fill them, empty gaps, and we guess what word, how to conjugate this verb. That's okay, and I think learning this way, it's okay. But there are proof that like Stephen Krashen's hypothesis, and this Japanese professor, language professor, I don't remember her name now, but maybe I put it here. So she had proved that by listening and storytelling, students actually learn, more, much better grammar than actually making or doing those grammar exercises, which is quite interesting. And this lady has done it, tested, and researches, I think, and then it's very, very interesting, because this kind of translation grammar, way of teaching, it's not that effective than this kind of storytelling method, like where you are like, you go into this story, and you learn words, and you understand words by somebody shows you, like, this is that, and like I do this Finnish learning videos, I kind of want to tell stories, and that's why kind of learning grammar is not that big deal. Like in Finnish language, of course, it's good to learn grammar, because we have 15 cases, and it's crazy. It's totally crazy. But if you learn basic words, like in Finnish language, if you learn basic words like eat, syödä, drink, juoda, walk, kävellä, or something like that, and then there is a story. You know these words, and then there is a story like, okay, I'm walking, and then it's in Finnish, minä kävelen. And kävellä is basic, like I walk, kävellä, but I walk, minä kävelen. So when there is a story, and you kind of understand the story, okay, kävellä verb, okay, minä kävelen, okay, you say it that way, you write it that way. And then there can be like syödä, okay, I eat, minä syön. And when there is a story like he eats, like okay, hän syö, and you kind of, in that same story you see these verbs and these nouns, how they are conjugated, and you start understanding it. So you don't need to study like 15 cases, like okay, I have a noun now, TV, how to conjugate TV, or what are those endings. But when there's a story about TV, like there is some kind of story about watching TV or doing something like that, that's the thing. Like reading, like my method. It's not my method, but you know, telling story using whiteboard and then telling story. There are many nouns, different kind of endings, you know, and I believe that. And then if there is a test, like this Japanese lady has proved, when there is a test and there are some kind of, you know, you have to conjugate some verbs, or there is empty gaps, like usually, you know, exercises have those empty gaps. And then when you have listened a lot stories, you've been reading, listening, and it's been interesting. So it's easy for you. You kind of start remembering, okay, I eat, she, and then you have heard many times in those stories, she eats, he eats, okay, she eats, okay, this way it goes. And that's why I believe this storytelling and kind of easy reading and this theory and comprehensible input things, like Stephen Krashen been talking a lot about it, like, and Steve Kaufman, he tells many kind of stories in his videos. When I started kind of watching his videos, then I was into this English language, like, oh, I wanna listening his English, and like his learning videos, like, or teaching videos, like. But then after like maybe 3, 4, 5 years, I started to kind of study what it is language, like linguistic stuff and like that, and how we actually learn. And then one thing, it's like, you know, having fun with languages, you know, just listening, reading and learning new vocabulary and everything. And not yes, you can buy books, a lot of language books, but perhaps you don't learn anything from those books. But you have those books, you can check anytime, you know, how to conjugate things, but you know, but you don't need to use them all the time. Use, you know, enjoy movies, enjoy listening music. It doesn't need to be like what, how it is, like just relax, watch TV, watch movies, and it has to be enjoyable. Yeah. But okay, if you are here still, thanks for watching, and I really have to say, go to check Steve Kaufman channel. He's a great monsieur, great monsieur, Mr. Kaufman, monsieur. And yes, of course, now I study French language, so I have checked his French learning and all kind of videos. So now it's like, it was English and now it's like French language. But yeah, okay. Until next time, and thanks for watching, and subscribe, like, comment, you know this thing. Okay, bye bye.